What we have discussed during last lecture, dear student? Was it not time of supply under section 12 of CGST Act? Yes or no? Yes. So that was the time of supply for goods. Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you very much for your answers. Yes, we have discussed regarding time of supply, and I told you time of supply is very important because that is the place from where your tax liabilities accrued and arise. It is known as accrual and arisal of your tax liability, I mean GST liability. From that time, you are liable to pay tax. That is the time of liability. Okay. That is why it is also known as POT, point of tax, from where the tax is accrued and arise as far as GST is concerned. We have seen there are several subsections of section 12. Section 12 subsection 1, section 12 subsection 2, section 12 subsection 3, section 12 subsection 4, section 12 subsection 5, and section 12 subsection 6, which explain different aspect of uh, time of supply for goods, how to be computed, when to be computed, what to be considered, etc., etc., etc. So if we are going to study through the material which is there by ICAI or ICWAI, it is difficult for us to understand. Why? Because things are mentioned like this. This is there in the material of ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountancy of India. Okay. They have specified time of supply. Okay. For goods, we are going to first discuss, and then we are going to discuss about services, which is there under section 13 of CGST Act. So again, the introduction part, right? Point in time when the liability to pay the tax arise. I think just now I have discussed. That is why it is many a times known as point of tax also. POT or TOS, time of supply. Again, the definitions, I think definition we have seen at the initial session of ours. We need not have to see definition again and again. Okay. Now see here they have explained like this. And then you will realize why I have taught and given you that table which will make your life ease. Okay. For studying this aspect. So this is section 12. This is subsection 1. This is clause, but there is no any clause. So section 12 subsection 1 states the liability to pay the tax on goods shall arise at the time of supply as determined in the terms of the provision of this section. Okay. This is how they have explained section 12 subsection 1. Keep in mind, I'm going to again ask these aspects. Next, section 12, again section 12 subsection 2, which talks about time of supply shall be earlier of the following dates. Keep in mind, earlier of the EOF, earlier of the following. Clause A, section 12 subsection 2, clause A. What is states? The date of issue of invoice by the supplier or the last day on which he requires under subsection 1 of section 31 to be issued the invoice in respect of the supply. So now let us see subsection 1 of 31 what they states. So this is section 31 subsection 1. Section 31 subsection 1. A registered person supplying the goods shall before or at the time of removal of goods of supply to the recipient where the supply involves movement of goods or delivery of goods or making available thereof to the recipient in any other case. Issue a tax invoice showing the description, quantity, value of goods, tax charges thereon, and such other particulars as may be prescribed in their tax invoice, provided that the government may recommendation of the council by notified specified the category of the goods or supplies in respect of which a tax invoice shall be issued within such time and in such manner as may be prescribed. This was your reference of subsection 1 of section 31. Then section 12 subsection 2 subclause B. The So section 12 subsection 2 clause B, the day on which the supplier received the payment with respect to the supply, provided that where the supply of taxable goods received an amount up to the 1,000 rupees in excess of the amount indicated in tax invoice, the time of supply to the extent of such excess shall at the option of the said supplier be the date of issue of invoice in respect of such excess amount. And these are two explanations. Explanation 1, for the purpose of clause A and B, the supply shall be deemed to have the made to extend it is covered by the invoice or the case may be the payment. And explanation 2, for the purpose of clause B, the date on which the supplier received the payment shall be the date on which the payment is entered in his book of account or the date on which the payment is credited in his book of account, whichever is earlier. Now try to understand these things. I'm sure it will be very difficult for you to understand, interpret, and then write in the exam. It will be difficult. Yes or no? If someone has understood, they can explain me, no problem. You read n number of times. Not only this material, even the material which has been provided by ICWAI. These are the renowned institute which talk of India. Which talks about, here to they've started directly with the example only. So it is difficult for you to understand. See, try to understand with this language, this explanation, these details. Is it difficult or not? Is this difficult or not? I want your answer. Is it easy to understand? And it goes on pages to pages with description, explanation, and other things. Someone will explain, I will be happy. Go to these. You'll not be able to understand, I'm telling you. Or any of the Bare Act of CGST Act. Okay. That is why, my dear student, with the help of your previous batch, I have created this for you all, which you had during last lecture. Now you will understand the importance of my table, which has been given to you all for your reference, for your study, for your recollection, for your reproduce during exam. You'll realize that. So if we will see this table, which I believe you must have taken during last lecture, if I'm not wrong. Yes or no? Have you taken this table during last lecture? Thank you, Meghna, for your answer. Thank you, Vidisha. Other student must have not taken or what? They are not answering. Roshik. Chalo. Understood? Now, no. Wait. Understood. At least 5-6 bachche, when they are answering, then we get an idea. Okay, it has been done. Okay. So now you will find these pages I have converted in 1/2 page of the notebook. 1/2 page of the notebook. What was mentioned here in section 12, subsection 1, that the liability to pay the tax on goods shall arise at the time of supply as determined in the terms of provision of the section. Means this is the liability of tax which will accrue and arise as per section 12 subsection 1. I have written only one word. Liability of GST shall arise at time of supply under section 12 subsection 1. My job is over. Understood what is the meaning of your notes or the table, how confined it has been given to you all for your understanding? Yes or no? Okay. Then let us see the next part. Section 12 subsection 2. Time of supply shall be earlier of the following dates. Time of the supply shall be earlier of the following date. Okay. What I have interpreted in my notes. Of course, these are for forward charges. You'll understand later on what is forward and reverse. Forward means where. Can anybody explain what is forward and reverse? I think during last to last lecture also I have asked. Regarding forward and reverse. Anyone? See, we have discussed here also. when we were dealing with reverse charges and normal charges. Normal charges means forward charges. So when we had a discussion of section 9, please go and refer your notes. You will find there is a discussion of normal and reverse charges, RCM, reverse charge mechanism. Okay. What is happening in forward charges? Supplier is liable to pay the tax, and reverse charges, yes, thank you Dheeraj. Recipient, buyer नहीं बोल सकते, recipient. Okay, recipient is liable. Thank you Dheeraj for the right answer. So that is what is explained here in section 12 subsection 2 regarding forward charges. What is mentioned here? Earlier of the following. What I have taken from this note. Earlier of the following. Of which date? Earlier of following of which date? Very clear. Date of invoice or date of payment. Date of invoice, subsection 1, or sorry, clause A or clause B, subsection 2 of section 12. So I mentioned here. Earlier of following of what? Date of invoice or date of payment, whichever is earlier. Then, again there is an explanation. See how I have made this note. Right? Explanation 1 and 2. Okay? And here there is a reference of section 1 subsection 1 of section 31. That also I have mentioned here. If date of invoice is issued, no problem. If it is not issued, then for movable goods, for movable goods before or at the time of removal, for immovable goods, date of delivery or use of recipient. That is explained here in big notes of section 31 subsection 1. Removal of goods or immovable goods. I have made this simple language for us to understand. I hope now you must be understanding why I was explaining you to go through these table. Yes or no? Such a effective table. And then for date of payment, again I will refer. So going here, going there, I made it very easy. Okay. Earlier of the following, whether recorded in books or credited in accounts, whichever is early. I mentioned recorded in books or credited in accounts, whichever is early. So this is entire description of section 12 along with the excess of 1000 rupees, which is mentioned here. Okay, excess of 1000 rupees. If the payment is less than 1000, then option is given to supplier. They may take anything. Date of issue of invoice or date of receipt of such payment, whichever, whatever they found. So they will always consider whatever is later. I will explain why. तो उसको tax liability बाद में late pay करना पड़ता है. I hope section 12 subsection 2 is very clear, which is comprising for forward charges where supplier is liable to pay. We will take always earlier of the following. याद रखना, government wants to tax, they will always consider जो पहला हो गया ले लेने का. चाहे आपने इनवॉइस बनाया, चाहे आपने डिलीवर किया, चाहे आपने पेमेंट किया, कुछ भी, whatever is earliest, consider that. But as per the provision, we will take the invoice date. Again, there are two options. If the invoice is there, okay, fine. If it is not there, section 31, subsection 1 to be refer, movable goods before or at the time of removal. For other goods, date of delivery or used by recipient. for date of payment, either recorded or, I mean, either passbook, either cash book or passbook, whichever is earlier. Less than 1,000, option is there for supplier. More than 1,000, no option. Then you have to follow in this category only. If the advance is more than 1,000, then you have to follow this category only. Okay? If there is a reverse charges where recipient is liable to pay, then we have to go and follow section 12 subsection 3. If there is a voucher, then we have to follow section 12 subsection 4. If there is a residual method where tax has been appropriately calculated, return has been filed on regular basis, there is no problem, then we have to follow section 12 subsection 5. But if there is something else other than tax, there is a interest or late fees or penalty or delay payment or any consideration payable to the government, then we have to follow section 12 subsection 6, which is in description given in notes like this. Section 12 subsection 2, section 12 subsection 3, section 12 subsection 4, section 12 subsection 5, section 12 subsection 6. Their explanation and related other sections of section 31 subsection 1, section 31 subsection 4, section 31 subsection 7. And if we'll go to the material of ICWAI, there nothing has been mentioned. Just they have specified these are the subsections. Please read and start doing the questions. भूल जाओ खुद से पढ़ने का. And this entire thing has been very effectively explained by one table, which is easy for us to understand, which is easy for us to refer, which is easy for us to recollect, which is easy for us to reproduce during exam. Do you agree with me or not? Are yes or no? That is why, thank you Sunita, at least you are agree to me. Otherwise Dinah, Ashi, Sonal, पता नहीं क्या सोच रही है, कुछ बोल ही नहीं रही है. And thank you Vidisha and Ayush for your response. Okay, so this is very, very easy way of understanding entire concept, and we are thankful to your seniors. हमने जस्ट उनको डिक्टेट कराया, बोर्ड पे लिखा है, उन्होंने लिखा है बस. कोई रॉकेट साइंस हमने नहीं बनाया. This is what the difference between text material and efforts made by the teacher for you to understand the concept. That is why teachers are important. खुद से जिंदगी भर पढ़ते रहोगे, कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा. कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा. I'm telling you. And this we have created on the very first year when the tax has been introduced. This is 2 years old notes. Okay. So now we will be having question on each aspect. Practical question. Okay. For each and every aspect there will be a practical question which they will ask. If I am not wrong, ये देखो, this is one example. Mr. Ram sold the goods to Mr. Ravi. The invoice was issued on 15th November. The payment was received on 31st October. The goods was supplied on 28th of November. Find the time of supply of goods, TOS. Find. Have you understood? What should be your answer? What should be your answer? Okay, so let us refer this table. Do we have date of invoice? Yes. Do we have date of payment? Yes. देखो, date of invoice is 15th November. Date of payment is 31st October. बस मेरा काम खत्म हो गया. Earlier of the following. What is the earlier of the following? Which happened earlier? Is 15th November earlier than 31st October, or 31st October is earlier than 15th November? Which is first? Yes, Meghna, you're right. So the time of supply is 31st October. Okay. Now again there is a twist. What they are asking? If they have supplied the goods, again then we have to refer here. Sorry. Time of removal. If